Not a YouTuber, just like making videos. And this dissertation here is mixed people ain't all that. Don't get me wrong, this is not a jab at mixed people. I got nothing against mixed people. Some of my best friends were mixed growing up. Had mixed people over my house all the time. Let's get into it. It seems like with this YouTube propaganda, mainly with the black men, talking so highly about mixed females like they're Venus or something. You don't see too many of the black females really talking about how extraordinary mixed men are, even though with Barack Obama in the White House. But it's mainly the black men, and I think it's just another jab at black women, you know, feeling like the mixture between white and black creates such an a special breed. And and to me, this just comes straight out of left field. Like, first of all, not all mixed women look like Halle Berry or Mariah Carey or Alicia Keys or that cute little girl from the Cheerios commercial. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, they're exceptions. But yeah, growing up, I never thought mixed females were anything any more special than you know what I'm saying, just black females. But you know, with mixed people and white women, you know, they get judged by their best. Like an attractive one or really attractive one would be looked at the status quo. As a really attractive black female or dark-skinned female would be looked as an exception. Like, you're cute for a black girl, or particularly you're cute for a dark-skinned black girl. But when it comes to mixed person, people don't say, hey, you're cute for a mixed person. Yeah, it's, you know what I'm saying, it's a whole lot of bullshit. You know, I'm like, cute, you know, there's some cute people and there's some ugly people out there. But let me go into it. Now, first of all, with mixed, sometimes it's hard to tell who's mixed and who's not mixed. You know, especially with black people. I'm like, cause I've come across black people. Like, take my take my niece. I have a niece. Well, she's like 14 years old now. I'm like, she got both black parents. She got like light green eyes and like sandy brown hair, wavy sandy brown hair. You know, and she's light skinned. She's very cute. She's not just cute for these features, but you know, she's cute because she's related to me. I'm just kidding. But you know, if you look at the Hodge twins and other things, like I was at a bar and this female had this straight wavy hair. She kind of looked like Ray Dong Chong, and we were sipping on some Long Island, and I asked her, I said, I kept asking her if she was mixed, and she was getting aggravated. She was like, no, I'm not mixed, I'm black, my parents are black, my father's black. So here in the in the continent of North America, yeah, it's kind of hard to tell, you know, who's really mixed, because, you know what I'm saying, not all mixed people got different colored eyes. A lot of mixed people, they got dark brown eyes or dark hair, you know, and a lot of just straight black people, you know what I'm saying, got, you know, light brown eyes or hazel eyes or green eyes and light skin. So, but now if you follow my videos, you know I grew up in the military. Now I bounced around different places in my travels, you know, Alaska, Indiana, upstate New York, Kentucky, Germany, some other places. And yeah, I've seen a lot of mixed people. You have to understand, a lot of these military bases are located in remote parts of the country, in these little mountain range towns. And the only black people that'll be there, and Latino people, will be those associated with the military, either the servicemen or the family of the servicemen. So, and they got it on with a lot of the white civilian population. So there was a lot of interracial relations, penetration, as you say. And I've seen a lot of single white mothers. A lot, you know, and teenagers pregnant, with white teenagers pregnant, don't know who the father is. The thing is about white people, they don't put their shortcomings on Front Street. As of us black people, well, Now we have enough Uncle Toms and Coons not only putting our shortcomings on Front Street, but exaggerating it, blowing it completely out of proportion. Now I want to focus on when I was in high school in upstate New York. And yes, there were a lot of single white mothers. White women walking around with one in the oven and don't know who the father was. You understand? Some of these women, they'll mess around with multiple servicemen. Because where I went to high school at, the little town I was in, there was hardly any blacks there. The blacks there were those from the military. And the army base was Fort Drum, and the military families were spread out through 3 different schools. And I was at the school with the least of the military families, with the least black people at. And but anywho, some of these white females that get knocked up don't know who the father is because they had sex with multiple servicemen. And these men are already be stationed somewhere else in, Alaska or Japan or whatever. So it'll be hard to track them down for a paternity test if they figure out who it was. So they're just, and people always talk about the black women, they don't know how to pick a dick. But what about white women? Don't know how to pick a dick. And I tell you, where I was in upstate New York, man, you seen projects full of white people. I mean, there was so many white people on social services, but you don't hear about these kind of things. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm kind of glad I traveled around in my life to really see things for what they are, rather than relying on the fucking media, because 80% of what they talk about is wrong. And it's funny, these YouTube coons grab their information directly from the white men's media and run with it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing research themselves. But particularly in my school, I tell you, in my school, there were more mixed girls than regular black girls. I kid you not. I'm like, to get a mixed girl, to get a black girl there was a waiting line for a regular black female, and none of my friends looked at mixed girls as particularly just more hot than a black chick. I'm like, man, there was no way. I'm like, in my particular school, the mixed girls were just sort of average. They just wasn't anything special about them. I'm like, some of them were all right, but they'll be fat or ill-built, and they'll be really hood, really straight up ghetto. You know what I'm saying? And we're living in the snowy mountains here, bear in mind. But they grew up without a father. A lot of them grew up without a father in a single-parent household. Because their father, as I said before, their father was probably an army man who's up and cut it and just bounced off to another state or whatever, and their mom never tracked him down. But but there was more mixed females than black females, and there was a lot of white females. So we weren't breaking our necks to get a hold of one of these mixed girls. And the white females were very easy to get. For a black dude to get a white chick up there, very easy. I remember my senior year, a lot of my black friends that I grew up in high school with, they done already bounced out, and I was like 3 black seniors. And then during lunchtime, you had to sit at the table, and I was like only 5 black people in my lunchroom, and the other black people were like freshmen, and they were just kids or whatever, and I'm a senior. I sit down at a table literally, and like 7 white girls leave their table and come sit right next to me, but they just have their regular conversation like I wasn't there. It was, that's how it was. But yeah, mixed people weren't. I didn't look at them as special. I know I'm repeating myself, but now we're going to when I lived in Germany. Now I would say that the mixture between blacks and Germans, they were kind of unique. German women were very attractive. Now I see why Adolf Hitler wanted to keep the bloodline pure. But I did date this half German, and once again there was a lot of single German mothers. People talk about the black women not knowing how to pick a dick, you know what I'm saying? What about the white women, the white European woman? But I dated this half black, half German chick, and she was alright. I wouldn't say she was a dime piece. She was alright. She was cute, but she had strong cheekbones and had a gap in her mouth. Gap in her teeth. And because of that, people used to say that she looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger. She's related to Arnold Schwarzenegger because, you know, because she's part German. Even though Schwarzenegger is from Austria, Austria borders Germany, and they speak the same. They speak Deutsch, which we know as German. You know, sprechen die Deutsch. You know, my German's all fucked up. I know. All right, thanks for listening.